Over the last few months, I have been dealing with and working through and experiencing aspects of the human condition that are not all joyful in the happy-go-lucky way. And I've had some struggles, I've had some loneliness, I've worked through transitions in relationship and employment, and honestly am not now yet at a place of grounding and kind of self awareness to a point of like, I have it all figured out, I know what's going on, I know what's next. I'm still kind of figuring stuff out. But part of this journey and part of these struggles I've been trying to be present with it. I've been trying to feel it. I've been trying to not run away from the struggles and the emotions and the pain and the suffering of it. And people often reach out and are concerned about me. And while I appreciate the sentiment, I'm trying to assure people and trying to let people know that I'm okay with everything I'm feeling. I learned from Burning Man and from the temple there especially that if you can get yourself to a place where you're not resisting the intense emotions, when you get to a place where you're not afraid of the depth of sorrow, for example, then you can experience this intensity from a place that is just powerfully real. I would say that some of my phases over the last few months have been joyful sadness, where I feel so deeply alive, so deeply human, so deeply emotional, that if I'm not afraid of it, it feels pleasant. Maybe not pleasant, but joyful. And the same way that like aiding someone in a hospice bed, that's not happy, but it can be joyful because it feels so purposeful and so real. And so lately I've been in that like joyful sadness or joyful struggle. And so I posted a picture of me crying the other day, and I know that that's somewhat of a trigger and it maybe like pulling at people's heartstrings, but it also was important for me to acknowledge that this is a real part of my journey. And while I celebrate my highs, I also don't want to run from my lows. I don't want to be embarrassed. I don't want to be afraid. I don't want to be ashamed. And hopefully, just as I try to walk my path transparently and fearlessly and flamboyantly, I also want to walk it in the same manner when I'm not at my best or not at my most bright. Because I think it's important for people for everyone to recognize that there's no shame in sorrow. The roller coaster goes up and down. And if you're stuck in the down part, that is maybe cause to figure things out and do work. But just because you have a dip doesn't mean something's wrong. It means that you're alive. It means that you're human. People often say, well, it gives meaning and it gives purpose and it gives, perspective to the highs. You can't masturbate 24 hours a day. Okay, I take that back. It's possible, but there are downsides to doing it 24 hours a day. For example, chafing, when do you eat? And if you do eat, do you have to shower first? There's a lot that... Okay, I'm off track. The point is, seeking pleasure all the time, trying to feel good all the time is an unhealthy path. And so as I have been having some struggles and sharing some tears, and I think that these are natural responses to what is going on in the world and in my life. On a deep spiritual level, I know that there's nothing wrong. And I know that whatever's happening within politics and within conflict and within tension in the world, there's nothing divinely wrong with that. Just like there's nothing divinely wrong with a relationship ending. There's nothing, but that doesn't mean that there's something beautiful about experiencing it as a human being, experiencing this plane of existence and feeling it. So I am not discouraged. I am not depressed. I am not in any way trying to stop or change the roller coaster that I'm on. I feel grateful. And I feel especially grateful that I don't feel alone, even when I'm lonely. And I don't feel there's anything wrong, even when I don't know what the hell I'm supposed to do. So, and I feel supported as well. So thank you for just being there. I had one of the things that happened last week is I was sharing some struggles, and there were a few people that were trying to give me advice and tell me what I should do. And I said, hey, I'm really not in a place where I want to hear advice right now. I just want to be able to feel what I'm feeling. And I actually had to take down a few posts because I couldn't stop that level of communication of trying to fix things. And I'm like, oh, I don't want to be fixed right now. In fact, so what I really needed was people to go, they're there, or hug. And I think that was a really a healthy and important awareness for myself and maybe for others, and especially for men, to recognize that you don't have to meet every challenge with a fix. So thank you everyone who extended warmth and hugs and support and recognized that it was okay for me to feel what I was feeling. I feel much better right now, with no promises of how long I'll feel that way. Thank you. I love you. But again, thank you for being here today. Thank you for connecting and allowing this vibration to aid and grow and amplify one another. I'll be checking in online to see all the comments and posts that I did not see during the broadcast. So thank you for your patience and understanding with me in all regards.